Hey everyone. So I just wanted to take a couple minutes and explain where we've come from at this point and where we're going on this trip. So we started our trip, technically, it's been a long 17 years, but this trip we started while we were in Key West. We were going to be going to Guatemala to meet up with my father-in-law Bill, whose boat we're going on to do the circumnavigation. We shipwrecked in Mexico. We took buses and taxis and whatnot from Mexico, from Cancun, basically. Cancun, Isla Mujeres. From there, all the way down to the Rio Dulce in Guatemala, where we ended up spending 5 months. Honestly, what turned out to be amazing months. We love you guys. And then in April, we went from Guatemala and we sailed here to Roatan over 3 days. I'm getting ready to release that video, so if you haven't seen the documentary series, make sure you watch our Kraken Kissed Adventures documentary series. So we are, let's see, and we're in Guatemala, and we sailed here. Yes, it took us about 3 days. I got almost no sailing footage. I still didn't know that I was going to be really doing this. So, and since we've been here, I've flown home, gotten to see family for a week, which was less seeing family and more, honestly, running errands. But, yeah, and came back down here in May, and the 2 teenagers went up north to, up to the U.S. to visit family and friends. And then Bill went up to visit and do the festivals that he goes to and whatnot, and go to those. And he just came back, and now we're starting to look at the next section of the trip. So, I was about to say, so that updates you to where we are now. From here, in November 2016, just in case you're watching at a different point, we're going to be sailing from here to Panama, and then going through the Panama Canal. Then we're going to be going to the Galapagos Islands. We're going to be sailing south from there to Easter Island, or Rapa Nui, as it's locally called, but for the most part in the Western world, we know it as Easter Island. So excited I could scream almost. But yeah, so Easter Island, and then from there we're going to be sailing up to Pitcairn. Pitcairn is, if you've ever seen the movie Mutiny on the Bounty or heard about Mutiny on the Bounty, well, that's the island that the mutineers and the additional Tahitians that they took on, that's where they ended up going to, and some of the people there are still descended from that crew. So I'm so excited to be able to meet them and introduce you to them. And sorry, big history buff, so Pitcairn is a big one that I didn't think I was going to get to see, and now I'm finding out we're going to get to go. Okay, so from Pitcairn, then we sail up. We're going to enter French Polynesia, and there's a few different island groups in that, so we're going to start working our way through the French Polynesian island groups, and and continue from there, working our way through the South Pacific. And I'm not sure exactly what we're doing yet, whether we're going to be going to Australia for cyclone season, or if we're going to be going to Australia or New Zealand. Seem to be the 2 big ones that most people go to. I'm not sure which one we're going to be going to yet. I'm kind of really excited about either one, but we actually have a couple of people we know in New Zealand, so I'm kind of rooting for it. So yeah, that's the trip that we know of so far. Is and we're going to be doing over 2017 is the South Pacific. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. In addition to that trip, while we're still here in Roatan, we're, or at least I think Alan is too, I think Lily is as well, going to be taking scuba diving lessons, so that's going to be really neat. And Alan and I, it keeps coming up, what other hobbies would we like to do that we'd like to be able to do together, and you know, just doing stuff like when you've got an opportunity to do crazy stuff because you're already doing crazy stuff, you may as well cross more things off that bucket list. We've been starting to look at the kinds of things that we'd like to try out and like to do, and one of the things that keeps coming up is hang gliding. So who knows, when we stop for next cyclone season, we might be going and trying to learn how to hang glide. I think that'd be pretty wild. And of course, you'll end up, if we do, you'll end up coming along with me because I'm not going anywhere without you. So, yeah, if all goes well, you're going to be coming to hang glide with me. So, yeah, like I said, our trip so far was Key West to Mexico, and then buses and taxis to Guatemala. So we went through Mexico. Oh my goodness, I can't think of the name of the other country, and I love that country. Mexico. I keep wanting to say Belize. It's not. Oh, it is Belize. Mexico, Belize, and then Guatemala. And then from there we sailed here to Roatan, Honduras, little island off of the mainland. Used to be British, all kinds of great history. Anyway, so that's what we did. And from here on out, we're doing Panama, we're doing the Galapagos, Easter Island, Rapa Nui is Easter Island, Pitcairn Island, that's where I was going with it, and then through French Polynesia and see Tahiti and Tonga, and yeah, it's going to be crazy. I'm so excited, and I'm even more excited I'm going to be getting to share this with you because, yeah, it's like just one of those things. I feel like Romper Room, it's kind of like, oh, there's Anne, and I see Krista, and there's John, oh, and there's Steve, and oh, who else do I see there? I see you. So yes, you are coming with me to go on this crazy, I can't even believe I'm doing this journey. I mean, the cruising part I kind of expected. We talked about it forever, but it seemed to be one of those things, one day. And you know how one day never gets here. Well, my one day got here. My one day came in an email saying, hey, what would you think about a circumnavigation? So yeah, here we are getting ready to continue sailing around the world. And I just wanted to share some of our trip itinerary so that you know where we're going. So that you can make sure to like this and subscribe and, just stay in touch with me, because I want you to be able to come on this journey with me, because this is amazing. It's just so amazing, and it's more amazing that I get to share it. So, yeah, why don't you come along with me? If you haven't hit subscribe, now's the time. Yeah, so bugs are starting to bite me, so it's time for me to go. All right, see you guys later.